I like to subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. It's Netflix time. We're gonna do a classic. This joint's called Snakes on a Plane. Hour 45 minutes long. Spoiler alert, let's just get it. So you got this guy named Sean just chilling in Hawaii and whatnot. He's walking around the forest of the jungle and all of a sudden, this random guy pops up upside down bloody. He tells dude Sean like, man, get the fuck out of here right now. So as he goes to hide, here comes Eddie King and his boys. So apparently this turning that's hanging upside down was the one that found some of his people's guilty or something. And Eddie King is gonna make him pay for it. So apparently we find out the guy that's hanging upside down is actually Sean's dad. And he beats the shit out of this guy with a metal bat, done deal dead as shit. So he speeds up, gets away, gets the fuck out of there. He goes back to a spot and already it's on the news about the murder of his dad. Uh-oh, the bad guys found out where he lived at. Also, this guy pops out of nowhere. His needs to be Agent Flynn. And he's gonna help him out in his predicament. Who is Agent Flynn? Motherfucking Samuel Jackson, bitch! So basically, he takes Sean back to the police station for interrogations. And he's wondering why he didn't come to the cops about it as soon as it happened. But Sean was scared. He probably thought that Eddie King had some hired guys on the inside. So Agent Flynn wants them to testify against Eddie King because they've been trying to catch him for a while. And they need his testimony, so they're gonna fly him back out to LA. Now, even if he agrees to this, how are they gonna do this when Eddie King is in Hawaii? I have no idea. So then we got some flight attendants, got a certified rapper that's gonna be on the plane, a girl that loves her dog a lot, this guy who's paranoid about everything, especially being on planes, and a bunch of other random people. The point is, he's supposed to be getting on this plane. So this is supposed to be under wraps. What the deal is, all the people that's supposed to be in first class, they're gonna switch them over to coach. Because Flynn and Sean are gonna be the only people in first class, for obvious reasons. Meanwhile, who's this guy alerting niggas? Who is this guy spraying chemicals on the Honolulu lays? The flowers that people put around their necks? Now, of course, you got the dog sniffing off of drugs or anything like that. There ain't none of that in there. But this is the bottom deck where people keep their pets. These boxes apparently contain the lays that the dude was just spraying down. But what's behind them? Then we got everybody getting situated on the plane. Of course, you got some people pissed off they're not in first class. So basically, as they chilling, while they got another agent who's talking to the deputy chief, who's now got himself a desk job, bottom line, the entire time he's keeping tabs on Eddie King and what he's doing. Which basically what he's doing is just practicing his martial arts, chilling in Hawaii, and making sure everything goes smoothly for the plane. But what did he do to the plane? This guy's complaining about noises about dogs and babies. He just can't deal with nothing. Then we got a certified G with his 2 bodyguards. Now he has a habit of people not touching him, like he actually puts Perel on his fingers the entire time. This is some type of germaphobe or something, I'm not sure. She already got googly eyes for 3G. This random guy lets his 2 kids go on the plane by himself. He's supposed to be a military guy, he's supposed to be doing something, I'm not really sure what. Bottom line, you got 2 of your kids going from Hawaii to fucking LAX. Irresponsible much? Then we had this elderly waitress named Carrie, I think. And that's the chick that was in Grow House. The movie with D. Ray Davis and Lil Duval. Anyway. Then we got this chick named Tiffany, looking at Sean heavy as fuck. Googly eyes and all that shit. Later on, they get to rapping a little bit. She's curious about what's he doing up here in first class anyway. And he's probably telling her a bunch of stuff that should probably be G14 classified. While all this is going down, we realize what's behind those boxes. It's a bunch of damn snakes. And there's some type of timer in the box set to go off. Then we got this guy, he's actually talking to an actual kickboxer. So he says he took up a couple hours on it. But this guy knows clearly that waiter has no skill in fucking kickboxing. Then we see this guy getting anxious again. She's like, man, I thought you hated flying. He's like, I'm doing this for you, babe. Then he says he's smelling something that ain't right. But the waiter just think he might just be allergic to the lays. He takes the lays off. So now a special agent starts looking around the territory, making sure everything's good. So she's like, yeah, everything's all good over here. 3G and this groupie get the rapping. All of a sudden the timer goes off behind the boxes. You thinking it's a bomb? It lets off this aroma behind the boxes. Oh, holy shit, it's a bunch of fucking snakes behind this big ass box. Cat locked in the cage like, what the fuck is this? And that cat got done deal dead as shit. So then this one chick goes to the bathroom. Her boyfriend follows in right behind her like he's being sneaky or something. And then it's down for getting the business. But apparently the snakes have been going through the vents. How the hell they get out of the cargo area? Well, apparently one of the cargo area doors are jilted open on purpose. Left open for the snakes to get through. And then a couple of them get fucked up. And then you got the waiters just listening in like, yeah, he getting in there, he getting it popping, huh? But they don't realize they getting killed. There's more snakes down there, they messing with the technical equipment. And yes, they got loose now, they made it to the people. And some of the snakes must have tripped the circuit board because they're trying to get control of the cockpit. Now this lady didn't even know what's going on. How the fuck did she move her foot so goddamn fast in this situation, not knowing nothing? Just got your senses, huh? So this guy goes to use the bathroom. And it must be another bathroom, because there ain't no way you go in this bathroom and not realize the other 2 people that were killed in the motherfucker wasn't named. But like I said, it's a different bathroom. Well, anyways, a snake in the toilet bites his snake, and he bleeds up against the fucking wall, dead as shit. The snakes are creeping everywhere, and people don't know it. One was creeping up this lady's leg while she was asleep. Meanwhile, the co-pilots are looking down there, got smoke at the bottom of the basement. So the one pilot's about to go check it out. He gets bit by a snake, dead as shit. They go to look down for the captain, and apparently they thought he had a heart attack, because obviously they ain't seen no snakes yet. So they checked his neck for a pulse. There was a bite on his neck, and he assumes it's a fucking heart attack. You know what? Fine, I'll allow this. Then our flight attendant Tracy goes back to the 2 little boys that are by themselves, by the way, making sure they're okay and whatnot. Alright, let's get to the good shit. So it's a bunch of turbulence, bags to start falling, and then when the gas mask deploy, all the snakes come falling down, and everybody knows about it. Everybody get fucked up by a bunch of damn snakes. That agent got it too. They all over the place as mayhem. Shorty got bit in her face, she done deal dead as shit. This guy got trampled on and got a heel caught in his fucking ear. Ew. That's how he died. No snake bites, just somebody walking all over his ass. So basically, they try to get everybody to the other side of the plane, people that are still alive anyway. And they try to put up a bunch of bags to block off this one barricade so the snakes can't get through. The old waitress comes back to save this lady and her baby, but of course she got bit in the process. Sean's talking about he needs to go help the people, but Agent Vegas is like, nah, yo, you stand up here with me. Because basically, if you die, all this shit was for nothing. So his agent, his best friend, ended up dying, and now he's trying to figure out what the fuck to do. So he calls the man up, tells him about the snake stuff. He's like, all right, we're going to go into this investigation stuff. So he gets his crew together and tells them we got to find some type of venom specialist, and that's what they're going to do. And they're going to all meet him at the LAX terminal. So meanwhile, they trying to get first aid kits and whatnot. This lady says she can suck out some of the poison with olive oil. Don't ask me how that's a remedy. Alright, so basically they got this specialist, and what we find out is that there are many different types of snakes with many different types of poisons. But they have to figure out what kind of snake it is to come up with the anti-venom toxins. But it's not like the people are just going to be sitting there counting up all types of snakes to send to them, or have the time to do that, meanwhile people are dying. And obviously at this point people are panicking. But he's got to find some way to give them the distinction of all these different types of snakes. Meanwhile, the last pile they got left ends up getting bit by a snake, god damn it. One of the waitresses gets in there and finds a snake, well, god damn it, they can't find him though. She gets an accident and chops up one of them shits up. Meanwhile, the barrage been broken through and snakes are coming up. They gotta get to the top of the plane. More calamity, more mayhem. This dickhead threw her dog to the damn snake just to buy time. I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. But then he gets his just desserts because the snake ends up getting his ass done, dead and shit. Now my thing is, this snake must be extremely hungry. It just ate a dog and now it's about to eat a human within 10 seconds. Snakes take a couple months to digest their food, but just because it's in a movie, they can digest that shit in 5 seconds. I call bullshit on it. Well, anyway, our characters get to the top of the thing. They pull out a flotation device. That way it can hold off the snakes. That's pretty smart. At least for the time being, anyway. Meanwhile, our favorite agent, our favorite waiter in the cockpit, we found out our captain's still alive, barely. That's the first time you see him scared to death. Why? Because he's trying to fly a damn plane. So apparently somehow, some way, they were taking some pictures and they sent it to him. He's like, we don't even have these antitoxins for these type of snakes. And then on top of that, none of these snakes are in the United States. They've been picked up from multiple different continents. Of course, the only person that can hire somebody to do that is a guy by the name of Eddie King. So now they gotta find a location of this guy that has a bunch of different random snakes. He's just hoping that they have the antidote for all this toxins or whatever. Meanwhile, it gets to a point where they're going haywire. They can barely breathe up there because the AC units were cut. And 3G's up here throwing a temper tantrum because people are coughing and touching them. And then Samuel comes back and regulates them, and we ain't got time for that shit. We find out the older attendant died. Oh, so sad. Because she risked her life saving that baby. Samuel making sure it's shorty good. So now he's going to go down into the cockpit manually and manually trigger the power that can get the AC back on. Because if they don't, people are going to run out of oxygen and end up dying anyway. Yep. Now, I don't give a damn hunch of a specially trained agent you are. You just going to knock out these joints with like nothing. Really? So anyway, he goes down there, gets the AC on, but without not having to have to fight a bunch of couple snakes. Triple G apologized for his behavior, but we ain't got time for that groupie shit. Meanwhile, the cops find the guy that supplied Eddie King the snakes, and they start giving him chase. They catch him, they're like, look man, you better give me a trace of every goddamn snake and every anti-venom for that shit. And since he got bit by one of his own snakes, he got like 7 minutes to live, so he has no choice but to cooperate with him to get the antidote anyway. And apparently this guy actually had a list of all the snakes that he had and all the antidotes for when he get bit. So they get the good news, but then all of a sudden we find out the other pilot died in the room with a bunch of snakes in the room. So they need somebody to fly the plane, and they specify this guy can fly because he's got over 2,000 hours of flying experience, I guess. And then we get the line we all been waiting on.
Had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
So our agent's plan is to shoot open a couple of windows, tells everybody to strap in. When he opens the door, all the snakes will fly out the window. Meanwhile, him and Keenan are going to fly the plane to safety. And that's exactly what they do. They landed the plane safely somehow, and everybody gets off board. And everything's all good and gravy. But one last snake came out of nowhere and bit Shaw in the chest. What the fuck? Samuel Jackson had to shoot it. What the fuck? Come to find out, it didn't bite him, and he had a bulletproof vest on, so he was good. Sam about to get a date with his waitress, and Shaw definitely about to get it poppin' with Tiffany. She wants all that action. Then after all that, it ends up with them surfing together. So wait, did they even catch Eddie King? Like, what the fuck? I mean, I know they caught the guy that sponsored the snakes, but still. And that scene I showed you of Eddie King when he was doing training, that was literally the last time you saw his face on the screen. Snakes on a plane on Netflix. Check it out. Like, gotta do all that. You know what time it is? These other easy bits. Big. Gotta have slogan. And always remember.
I have had it with these motherfuckers.